Barrett, corner three, got it. 2-point game.
All right, New York Knicks fans, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Knicks sports talk and entertainment. We had a win yesterday against the Indiana Pacers. It was a close one. It probably shouldn't have been a closer. I should rephrase that. It was a close game going into the third quarter until Indiana shot 2 for 20 in the fourth period. The Knicks defense stepped it up. The Knicks at one point in time trailed 74-96 after three quarters before Mr. Ness Quickly, because you want to know it. He's instant offense. You want instant chocolate milk? That's what you do, get Nestle Quick. And Quickly is instant offense for the Giants. With 5 points, the first 5 points in the fourth period. But then, of course, Indiana went back up 82-79 before the Knicks went on an 8-0 run, with Quickly making a three-pointer before Rose followed up with a great basket and assist to R.J. Barrett's big old dunk. The defense finally was aggressive. The defense really shut it down in the fourth quarter. The defense was lights out. You had a feeling about this game when the Pacers went up 49-48 at halftime after closing the three-pointer. There was 2 3-pointers. It was a big game. R.J. Barrett had 12 points after missing his first 6 shots. Julius rocked the mic like a Randall. Shot only 5 for 15, but had 11 points and 11 rebounds. I'm not getting concerned about Randall yet. I'm not going to push the panic button yet. The Knicks starters are still struggling. And, it took the 16 points off the bench for Quick. Kemba Walker had 16 points, but he did not play at all in the fourth quarter when the reserves, and especially the defense, won it for the Knicks. Derrick Rose chipped in another 14. This ends the Knicks game, a 3-game losing streak at the Garden, and a 2-game losing streak overall. They outscored the Pacers 23-10 in the final 12 minutes. It's funny, Tosh Gibson said it best. It was kind of like 90's style basketball. You got to go out there and fight. It's kind of like a playoff game the way we were playing tonight. And if anyone remembers the 90s style basketball, because I was a big, I've been watching the Knicks since the early 80s, since the early 80s. If you sit there and you watch the way that they used to play under Pat Riley, I mean, it was just one of those. It was one of those things that they would grind out these games 83-79. And it was one of those games again, especially towards the fourth quarter. You got to look at Kemba. He was 8 for 11, but only had 2 assists and 1 rebound. But he didn't have any turnovers. But he got chipped in those 16 points. And I love when people go, well, he was minus 15. Okay, well, you know what? He still carried the team at points to help them get through where they needed to get through. I'm getting a little concerned about Evan, but that's okay. He was only 3 for 9 in 24 minutes. You give him that big money, and he's not going. We're not getting exactly what we thought we would get from him. Again, Mitchell Robinson came out of the game. You have to be concerned a little bit with Mitchell and Nerlens Noel, because I think it's funny. We've been so concerned about the point guard position that we haven't been really looking at the position for the Knicks in reference to into the center position. We haven't really been looking at that too much. Sorry about that. I had the TV on in the background. I had to shut it off. Obi Toppin, man, to me needs some more minutes. In his 16 minutes, he's the Energizer Bunny as well with the big windmill dunks. 2 for 5, 0 for 3 for 3-pointers, 4 rebounds, 1 turnover. He had a 4-point game, but he's a high-energy guy coming in. We can't solely rely on Tosh Gibson coming in as a center position. We need to find. I don't know why my TV keeps popping on. We need to find another center. We need to find something, or we need to get somebody back from the from these injuries. Because even though Gibson played 29 minutes, he was 0 for 2, 3 offensive rebounds, 4 defensive rebounds, 8 total rebounds. He did have 3 assists and a block. But so he had a good game. It was a plus 22, with even the limited amount of points. And like I said, what can you say about the bench between Rose, Burks, and Quick? Game savers. If you want to close, I would keep the starters the way they are. But if you want to close out the game and the starters are lacking, go to the bench. The bench has been showing that they have the ability to do what they need to do. Coach Tibbs has gotten this team to a point now where just for one game so far, that they really have shown They shown something. They showed some mettle in this game to come back and do what they did. And after the two bad losses, the 112-100 but get lost to the Bucks, the Hornet lost 104-96, they're showing something. They showed a little defensive fortitude. Second now, and the Atlantic standings behind Brooklyn at 10-4. We're now 8-6. 2 games back. 1 game winning streak. Can we keep the game progressing? Can we keep it going? You know, you take a look at the schedule for the Knicks, and you think to yourself, well, let's see here. Wednesday we got Orlando. I think we can handle Orlando. I think we can handle Houston, but then I think we're going to run into a little bit of a meat grinder between Chicago, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Atlanta, and that's going to be the big stretch right here. You got Chicago, the Lakers, the Suns, the Hawks, Brooklyn, back to Chicago. And then you still have Denver, San Antonio, and then back to Indiana. You got a tough stretch of games here. And this is really going to show which direction the Knicks are headed into. And I think, like I said, if they play well enough outside of Orlando and Houston, and like I said, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably 7 to 8 games in a row that it's going to be tough, because then you're going to have to go to Indiana, Milwaukee, Golden State again. So this is not an easy stretch for the Knicks. So this is what we're going to find out what the team is all about. And if this team is going to be a contender in the East, or if we're going to just kind of be treading water, maybe get the 7th and 8th spot. But I think these are big 7 to 8 games that are going to show Knicks fans what the Knicks can do. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Knicks sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, maybe subscribe, ring that bell thing to the news, that'd be awesome.